seed, warrior class. We got the keys. Dun, 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 dun. To get you where you need to be, just study our show, and you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Dun, 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 dun. Warrior class, we got the keys, just watch our show, 'cause it's for you and your baby.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers would pass.
And you will too if you pass.
All right, now this is the walking stick for real this time. episode. All right, so we're going to get to it in a minute, but first we want to deal with some news. Well, I want to deal with a couple things in the news. One,
and welcome, chat.
yes,
Yeah, well,
welcome. One, if you notice, I don't have an earpiece on this side of my glasses.
You'll never notice.
And that's because I was doing a martial art technique on belay, I believe.
It's always gonna be like
And I twisted under. I had on this dress hat, a fedora, right? And it got in the way of me doing the twist under and
I wonder how they
knocked
came
my
off.
glasses off, yeah.
And then you threw me and I landed on it.
Right. He landed on my glasses, so that clinched it. And that was the end of that. So I've been partially blind, walking around here in the house. So
we did that in the filming.
While filming.
Yeah.
So I got a new pair on its way. Thank goodness. That's one bit of news. There was something else I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. I'll get back to it.
on my way here, I passed a gun store. I think it was Ed. Well, I'm sorry, excuse me. A gun store, and they had on their marquee, "It's riot season. Are you ready?"
Whoa. Dang go. What county was you in?
That's a bit of news. I think it was Henry County. If anyone's familiar with that, no, we got people all over the place. But yeah.
One thing about Henry County has the highest incidence of STDs of any place in Georgia.
Wow.
So they got nothing to do out there.
Yeah.
They shoot guns.
And the high school students, I think they got an 85% STD rate.
Wow. I didn't know that Atlanta is Georgia and Atlanta specifically is the highest in the world of in rental truck theft. Highest in the world.
Yeah, the highest in the world in sex trafficking. I mean, Atlanta's number one in all kinds of things.
Wow. So for some quick news, man, and this is from Florida, but I thought this was really interesting that this woman was jailed for a week over a homeowners association violation, and it was because she had brown patches in her grass. Not because she was black. She's one of the only black folks in the neighborhood, because other folks did have patches in their yard, as she showed on the news. For some reason, her yard was targeted. Criminal. Right. It was a criminal offense, so it just says Florida homeowner Irina Green spent a week in jail after the homeowner association sued her over a patch of brown grass. Mildew on her mailbox and a dent in her garage and owning a cargo van was amongst the charges. Green claims her yard suffered from the drought conditions and because they restrict water use at the same time, and that her neighbors faced the same similar issues. But despite complying with these demands, Green said she missed a court date She claims she was never notified of that. She claims she was never notified about. If any of y'all have been to court, you should be able to attest to the fact that you get these court dates, especially in Atlanta. You have to call. They tell you that you got to call because you'll get a notice, a phone notice or a letter a month after your court date.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It happens all the time to people. So
I actually had an issue. It wasn't in Atlanta. It was in DeKalb County, where when I got there for the court date, they told me they weren't ready for me, which was odd. And they told me that they would reschedule it. And then it just for months went by and I never got anything and I never got a call. I actually had to go back to the court like, hey, what's going on? And they still hadn't scheduled me another court date. So, you have to stay on top of it. Otherwise, you don't want to end up having like a warrant or something like that. Yeah,
because they hold you responsible for their negligence, really. Right. Because it's really their negligence.
Yeah.
And on this issue, the thing was she did miss a court date that she claimed she was never notified about. And it did lead to her arrest, but they jailed her for 7 days without bond. And that's what's kind of
like a...
Yeah, okay, I missed my court date. You put me in contempt, but 7 days without, they didn't even put her in contempt. They jailed her for 7 days. So that was kind of hard. So a couple things to take out of that: be careful of buying in these neighborhoods with homeowners association. One, make sure you know what their policies is and how strict they're going to be about it. And two,
I always say just avoid them.
Yeah, I definitely. You ain't gonna make me do something. But anyway. If that and when you do have a court case, that's the two things I want to come out of this. Like she just said, make sure you follow up with that. If you plan on going to court, make sure you check and don't wait for the letter that they tell you. We'll send you a letter to notify you when to come to court. That's the trick, because you won't get a letters a lot of times. So be careful with that.
Speaking of homeowners, we bought this house on the west side of Atlanta. And when we first got the house, I was moving the trash that the first owners had left in the house.
Mm.
So I got it lined up. I'm about to take it to this dumpster. We had rented a dumpster, a large dumpster.
Right.
This woman pulls up. She said, "Move the garbage now." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "Move it now." And I started giggling a little bit because I'm like, man, she getting furious, right? And she got out the car.
Oh.
She said, "I mean, move it now, damn it." I said, "Ma'am, fuck you." I'm like, who is she? And she clutching her pearls when I said that. And then she got in the car and sped off. I'm like, oh, that's probably the homeowners association president. And sure enough, it is. It was.
So I confrontation.
I don't care about homeowners association. If I own my home,
right.
I own my home. Very little that they can tell me. And she didn't look at the situation. She didn't nothing. She just snapped off. Well, I gave her what she wanted.
So in other news, and this is just about be there for your children and be careful, what you're allowing your children to do. So this was I get this some of these news from ATL Black Star, by the way. So there's a bystander videos is North Charleston police officer aggressively slamming and piling on this 15-year-old boy because he was selling handmade roses outside the Circle K. That's all he was.
A black boy.
Of course.
And was the police officer black or white?
White. Despite witnesses offering to pay, officers tackled, choked, and used K9 to intimidate the child, sparking outrage and internal investigation right now.
And what was he saying? He didn't have a license or something?
I have no idea. He definitely is whispering things in his ear right there as he has him on the ground. Sweet nothings or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm gonna kill you, nigga.
Right, all type of stuff.
Yeah.
So as just just be careful out there with your children and everything. The last thing is we were is that the front door?
I don't know what it was.
The last thing is I don't know if y'all remember this case, but there was this white guy that randomly punched this child. And I think it was at a grocery store or something like that. It was an 11-year-old child. No, it was in the street she was walking from school. 43-year-old white man randomly just punched her in the face, unprovokedly, racially motivated. Attack, started calling her racial slurs. His name is Paul Jonathan Brittner. But anyway.
What state is this?
This was, let me see. It does not say what state. Well, you would ask that question. One thing is.
You said Paul Thomas Brittner?
Yeah.
Jonathan.
Yeah, Paul Jonathan Brittner. Can you see? Check that out real quick. So, Brittner. People are outraged about this because he was sentenced to only 3.5 years in prison.
So it's not a hate crime.
Which is supposed to be a hate crime. And a lot of people question that justice pretty much was not served in that case. You got lawyers saying in their 20 years of being a lawyer, they've never seen a type of sentencing, and it's caught on surveillance. So it's not like it wasn't, seen. Everybody's seen it. It was I think and then it was like, even for the trespassing on, because the dude walked on school property and did that. You get 3 years for trespassing. It's like, I don't understand that at all. So did you see anything on it?
I must be spelling his name wrong or something.
A couple of years ago in a public park, a guy just walked up and started stabbing children in the face.
Oh yeah.
And the parents and people were horrified, but no, they didn't do nothing except one person tried to protect the children. One person, he was, swinging his backpack at the guy. He didn't really know what
I thought it was a woman that had the knife. That's another one. The woman had the knife.
No, this is a man.
Yeah, this is another.
And he was just stabbing the hell out of children. And the adults just stood by screaming, clutching their pearls.
California.
California, okay.
So y'all just be careful out there,
Careful wherever you at, but yeah, California's notorious for its racism.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. And everywhere around, there's a lot going on. Some stories in Memphis of these cops on security cam beating and tasering this dude and then trying to cover it up. They had this dispute about dog poop in the yard in Memphis, and when the lady called the police on him, when the police came, they asked no question. They started beating the dude up, and he's trying to sue for that for right now. But the thing about suing is that's after the fact. Like, you got to be careful in these altercations and everything. And sometimes I think our anger gets the best of us when we get into a dispute with somebody be like, I've done this. So I'm not going to say what I think. I'm just going to say what I've done. I've been in arguments with a dude be like, I tell you what, I'll be back. And you know what that means where we from when somebody say, I'll be back. And I say, I'll be right here. I'll be right here when you come. And I sit on the bench and wait for the person to come back. And they sure enough got a pistol. Now I'm running. You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, just be careful. This was, of course, over 15 years ago, even 20 years ago, because my daughter wasn't born yet. I don't think I was that risky yet. So yeah. Just be careful, man. Somebody say they calling the police. Even if you feel like you in the right, we got to understand by now, if anything, that it could still go wrong for you.
If somebody says they're calling the police on me out there like we having an argument, I'm calling the police.
Right.
pushing in the mouth, and then I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take off, so I ain't gonna be there when the police get there.
I did not expect you to say get that lick in before you go, though. Especially if they ain't got your name.
And they said they called the police on me. I got to get the lick now.
Snitch.
Yeah, snitches get stitches.
That is our news on health. Real quick, I'll just say what I wanted to mention is if you we're all getting, most of our listeners are getting 40 above or whatever. One of the things you can do that don't cost that much is go get an adjustment every now and then, man. It could do wonders for you. I know people have certain the way certain feels about the way chiropractic care and everything, and so have their objections. But I was just talking to an older guy yesterday, and I was telling him I had a chiropractic appointment today. I was telling him that yesterday. He's like, man, what you think about the chiropractor, man? I'm supposed to go, but I don't want them to touch my neck and stuff. And it's funny because that was my problem. I never let the chiropractor. The last couple times I went when I was in accidents, I wouldn't let them touch my neck. And because of that, I really never got the healing I was supposed to get. So this time I waited. The guy said, look, I see you got problems with somebody touching your neck. I'm gonna ease into it. And it took about 2 months before he actually did the adjustment to my neck. Once I gained some trust and everything, I allowed him to do it. And when I went in today, he told me, I've started going in December and I'll go like once a week. And he said, I had the separated shoulder, dislocated collarbone, and a neck fracture. He said, man, now I'm great. I don't feel any pain. My neck goes the opposite way. It curves the opposite way. So every night before I go to bed, I sleep on a small 16-ounce little glass bottle. I put in a sock on my bed and sleep with, I don't sleep, but I lay for the first 10 minutes on that to straighten my neck out, the curve of my neck. But he told me, he was like, look, he's like, man, I'm really impressed and glad you stuck with this. Most people would just go get some pain shots. He said, start with a couple shots, steroids, and then they end up in the ER and then the surgery. He's like, that's the route most people take. And now I'm in just me waiting it out and going through the chiropractic care. I saved money. And also, but not only that, I didn't get cut. They didn't cut into me, and I'm free of pain. And I have to do certain stretches every now and again. I get stiff, but pain, and they'll tell. When I was first couple of months, I used to take a sock and a towel and wrap it around my neck real tight, almost choking myself because I felt my neck was so unstable at the time and my shoulders, I was in so much pain. So, get adjusted, man, but find a good chiropractor. A bad one.
And neck fracture is a broken neck, y'all. So
I broke my neck, and that's not the first time. I broke my neck as a kid, and I basically broke my neck in a bad fall outside dealing with cement. And it would have been a lot worse if I didn't know how to fall properly, even though I was running full speed when I fell. So take care of yourself, first of all. Try not to fall full speed. If you do, seek chiropractic help. Don't be scared.
And on that, I had a student. She was taking private lessons. Her mother paid me for private lessons. I'm teaching her, and we're working on the falls. Back fall. She kept putting her hand back. I said, don't put your hand back there. You're going to fracture your collarbone if you keep doing that. She was, I'm going backwards. I said, your butt can take a whole lot more than your wrist, arm, and shoulders can. Just drop like you're sitting down in a chair. She couldn't do it. And I said, let's go to something else because your fear is going to get you hurt in this situation. Right. She refused. She said, no, I want to work on the falls. I want to work on all the falls. Now, mind you, like I said, I'm getting paid for private lessons. So she is demanding.
Right. In class, you wouldn't have
In class, she'd have just been either did what I said or sat her ass down.
Right.
but this is a private lesson. So, okay, I'm letting them tailor the class their way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I said, all right, 1. She reached back and broke her collarbone. I heard it when it snapped. She broke her collarbone because she didn't follow the instructions. And she was down the ground. Oh, and her mother, what happened? I said, she broke her collarbone like I said she was going to do.
Yeah. You've done that in class to me and to countless students or something that they don't get. You be like, we're just going to go to something else. We're going to come back to that. But right then, you're too much in your head.
Right.
And I want to do the same. No, man, I can get it. You're like, no, you're going to come back to it. And and I've learned that's how you have to do something. And just so y'all know, I didn't dislocate my collarbone by reaching back. I injured my collarbone years ago and never got treated for it. And my shoulder. So when I fell, and because remember I told you I was in 2 car accidents and I never let them, adjust me my neck area. So that was connected with my collarbone. So it never healed properly. So when I did fall, I fell on uneven concrete. And that's what it was. So just to let y'all know.
No, I snapped my collarbone.
I'd have been really like paralyzed, spinal damage if I'd have been reaching back and all that.
I snapped mine a few years ago. And there was a big curve in it until they did subacromial decompression or surgery on my shoulder. Mm. And they straightened out the collarbone too. But I was doing a roll in class towards a student. So I had a padded stick in my hand. I rolling towards students, hitting them in the leg with the stick. As I'm rolling, another student pushes this student, and he fell on me, and it cracked my collarbone. Mm. I believed that student was an agent of the government after that. The one who pushed the student.
Right. He tried to get somebody.
I was like looking at him. I was looking at him funny for a long time.
Yeah. Y'all be safe out there, man.
Yeah, be careful because the body, we can take a lot, but we cannot take a lot too.
Right.
So just be careful out there. All right, now many of you have first memories of using a walking stick when you went for a hike as a child or an adult. Now I'm talking about walking stick, not a cane.
Right.
But you walk with that stick too, and we're gonna show you the difference. Those impressions stick with you, pun intended. Using a walking stick is very practical. Obviously, it's a point of balance. It steadies you while you're stepping over rough terrain, curbs, ditches, railroad tracks, and the uneven ground. If you walk at night, it's easy to miss impediments that might trip you up where you're not steady with a walking stick. And it's on you. But could you get the walking stick real quick and the cane? Let me see the difference. This is a walking stick. You see the length of it. Well, you can't really see the length of it, but we're going to deal with that in a minute
next
too.
to each other, you see the length.
And this is a cane. You see a cane is much shorter.
Comes about to your hip most of the time.
And the cane is usually straight. Walking stick, it usually has a rough, and for us, that's good. It usually has a rough, uneven surface to it.
Reminiscent of a stick that you might find.
Right, a stick you might find out in nature on the street or something like that. Well, you ain't gonna find it on the street. And like this. This is my stick. This is a rough stick. Still got the, little knots in it and stuff like that. This was given to me by a sister, a warrior named Mama G. Okay.
Oh, Mama G.
She's an instructor in South Carolina, martial arts instructor in South Carolina. She came up to visit us and she gave me this stick. This is a wonderful stick.
It is a wonderful stick.
So shout out to Mama G for giving me this. All right. Now,
Walking sticks are also great for poking at things. The list of pokeable items are endless. Cobwebs, mud puddles, unidentified objects, tree limbs, rocks, snakes, fish, plants, ant piles. Walking sticks are also great self-defense tools. If you carry a sturdy stick that's 4 or 5 feet long, you could easily deal with a menacing person from that far away. If you don't think so, try letting one of your friends whack you in the head from 5 feet away and see how it feels. It's very effective against humans and dogs, and maybe other animals as well.
yeah.
Walking sticks, also known as middle staffs, trekking poles, pilgrim staffs, hiking poles, or hiking sticks, are used by people for a wide variety of purposes. To clear spider webs or part thick bushes or grass obscuring the trail, as a support when going uphill or a brake when going downhill, as a balance point when crossing streams, swamps, or other rough terrain, to feel for obstacles in the path, to test mud and puddles for depth, and as a defense against wild animals and assailants. A walking stick can be improvised from nearby felled wood. More ornate sticks are made and are often adorned with small trinkets or medallions depicting conquered territory. Wood walking sticks are used for outdoor sports, healthy upper body exercise, and even club, department, and family memorials. They can be individually crafted from a number of woods and may be personalized in many ways for the owner.
Aside from the practicality of walking sticks, they also have symbolic meaning. I've heard of stories of people crafting walking sticks with symbols, names, or dates to commemorate the death of a loved one or celebrate a meaningful event in their lives. In the Ifa tradition, there's a thing called egungun sticks. Egungun sticks. So some people would say egun sticks, but egun means bone, by the way. Egungun is ancestors. And I knew a man who had a gungun stick, and it was carved. He is also an Obatala person, so it was carved with the image of Obatala on it. It said Obatala in it. So people do some stuff with it. Now I saw the stick and was like, man, I could bust a mug's head with this mug. This is a nice stick. And
crystals.
It was an ancestral stick. Yeah, some have crystals on top on the head of them, and some of them have a blade on the tail. You know, a spear tip on the tail.
It's like this king right here.
This
There's
has
a
marble inside of it. Yeah. When it comes to walking sticks, you are only limited by your imagination. When you pick up a walking stick, remember you're carrying on a tradition that dates all the way back to before biblical days. Next time you go for a hike, just make sure you take a walking stick, the world's first multi-tool.
Not to be confused with a bow staff.
Not a bow staff or a cane.
There you go.
All right, so we're going to deal with the stick now, how to pick up a middle staff, how to pick a middle staff, what to avoid in middle staffs, and some footwork. All right, so now I'm going to turn this around.
Here we are.
All right, so now this is a typical staff, middle staff you can buy. All right.
Here you go. Slide it back a little bit.
Can they see me?
Yes, sir. We got you.
This is a typical middle staff you can buy. This is a cane. Way different in height. Cane is like 3 feet. A middle staff should come to the middle of your chest or to your underarm. That's about the same. Okay. So come to your underarm, middle of your chest. Now, it should be wavy, like uneven. The reason why, because when we use this, you don't want to build up friction in your hand. Can you hand me that cane again? Now, if I use this cane the same way, I'd be burning the hell out of my hand with the friction of it. It's too straight. It's too straight. So it does not disperse the energy. And I'm going to show you what I mean with the cane. So the way you use the cane, well, we're going to show you that in a minute, but we're going to deal with stances first. With a walking cane or any heavier weapon, you go into a stone stance, which is low and is wide.
I guess they could see me.
Now, come to a regular fighting stance. That's a wood stance. That's not, you wouldn't be able to deliver enough power with this from a wood stance. So you want to go into a stone stance, which is you take your foot back like about two.
Can you adjust this
steps.
a little bit just so they can see? Bring this back a little bit just so y'all can see.
You take about a step back, 2 steps back, so your stance is wider.
Right. So normally my fighting stance would be like this.
Right.
You see me in ratio to
That's a
bottom.
wood stance.
But with the stick, I want to drop my foot back, my back foot a little bit more. And you see the height Bob is versus the height I am. Giving me a lot more.
Right. There's a lot more power in that.
Yeah,
and you need that for heavier weapons. Sword, middle staff.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah. Not now. A claw hammer, I'd stand up in the wood stance because it's light.
Right. Knife.
Yeah, you stand up. But for something like that, stone stance.
Facing you, I'd be like this.
Right.
We'll show those different stances.
Now we're going to deal with some techniques now. And dealing with techniques, let me take my glasses off for a second. Here, you can give me mine. First, this is the head. This is the head. This is the tail. Head, tail. That's important. You hold the head with your palm up, tail, palm down. Okay. And then you want to hold it so you got room about a foot after the head, 6 inches to a foot, and 6 inches to a foot the tail. You want to hold the tail palm down, palm up with the head. Now, when I strike, I want to pull the tail, push the head. 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 But that's not it. That's not the end of it. I want to also slide. Now, with this weapon, if I'm attacking him, and we're like here. He clashes me. I can slide that right into his face.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
very
But
intelligent.
when you're striking, also just striking forward, striking back, you want to slide this tool. Slide. So you want it to slide from your hand. You want to slide it. So you see the length is now about a foot. When I slide, I want to slide my hand all the way back so you get much more length. Slide. That gives a lot. So push, pull, and slide. That gives a lot of power to this middle staff.
Big difference when you get struck with someone that's hitting you like this versus hitting you with the slide and the push pull.
Right.
It's a big difference, and you hear it when the sticks connect with each other.
Yes. So we're gonna do a little exercise with the stick, and you can do this exercise yourself. If you have two sticks or somebody with you. He's gonna come around to my head with a number 2. I stop it with a number 2. Let's do it again. Number 2. 2. Now he's gonna come down with a 6 to my leg. Now I stop it with a 6. Let's go again. 2. And remember, we're sliding. Push, pull, and slide. Push, pull, and slide. Push, pull, and slide. He's trying to hit me in my head. I'm stopping that. Slide. Now he comes to my leg. And we still slide and push, pull. Push, pull. Push, pull. Push, pull right to my neck. Mm-hmm. Push, pull to my knee. Right. So you can work that. We can go to the other side too.
Oh, we're going down.
There, boom, coming to your neck. Go that way. So I cross my arms to go to the other leg.
Right.
To the inside of his leg.
I didn't have to
Then
cross.
I can go to the outside of his leg.
And then I have to cross mine. He doesn't have to cross his.
Because he's a lefty. I'm a righty. Okay? So that's one way of using the stick. Another.
Some basic drills.
So he hits at my neck again. I hit. I drop. Now, let's go again. I hit. Remember, I'm sliding this, so there's a lot more room. So you got to push that towards him.
Right.
Don't just slide it and you slide and hit yourself in the leg. Slide. Push that towards him. Then I hit him in his leg.
Mm. Can we turn about so they can see that from the inside? See that other way too? Right. So I'm going for the next again.
Slide. Slide it towards him.
And then bang.
Then bang. Crack his knee.
It's a bad day.
A sword, you hit the soft areas. A stick, you hit the hard areas. The knee, elbow, the head, collarbone, sternum, because this is for breaking and crushing. Okay. I go down to hit his knee.
Well, I really should come down like this.
Yes. I go down to hit his knee. Boom. I go down to hit his knee. Boom. Okay. Again, knee. Then I come up to his head. I go knee. I come around to the other side of his head. Right. That is how this is used. I swing towards his neck. He blocks it. I said, fuck that. Boom! I hit him with the tail.
That's why it's called intelligent
Swing towards the neck.
tool.
Then, and I'm still sliding with that side. Then, boom! I hit that knee.
So many ways.
Boom. Or hit up into his groin. Boom. Good number 15 strike. So, this, it was the precursor to the spear. Now, the way it was first used, it was used just like a person punching.
Mm.
That's how it was first used. Then, old damn near caveman days, right?
Yeah.
Then they got wiser and they said, hey, I can get more power in this if I slide that mug and I push pull. I have cleaved these in two with my stick. And not this stick, another one of these from sliding and push pull because it's got so much power.
Even though you strike hard objects like the hands, the knees, and elbows and stuff, it's still exceptions to that rule because I didn't see anybody take this part, which we call pummel, when you got leftover part of a tool like that, and get it right up in your neck.
Well, because that's hard too.
Yeah. It's right up in that neck where the Adam's apple at.
Throat.
Can hit you right there.
And then bring it around.
Yep, that happens.
Now that can hit the neck, and if you don't know, this is you think of it as soft, but this is hard too. There's spine behind this.
Right.
Boom.
And I even seen you use this as a choke almost with counter pressure in the neck.
Yes.
Have it to the neck and use it as counter pressure.
So it can be done this way.
That's that guy. Yeah.
Or with the tail, which is worse. Actually.
Yeah. You get that up in
point.
there. Oh. Ooh. So yeah.
So the staff can be used many ways. It can be used to throw a person.
Yeah, if you've seen the reel that we posted, he actually threw me and took my tool at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You have to show that on there.
And of course, it can be used. Yeah, we'll show that on Patreon. It can be used, of course, to walk, to poke at things.
Now we showed them a good sticks. Want to show them what maybe not so good stick would be.
Yes.
So let y'all see this close up. You can see this. This is a bamboo, which a lot of people use bamboo sticks to walk with.
It's got the length it needs.
Yeah. It's a little lumpy, just a little lump.
Yeah, it's a little lumpy.
But the thing about bamboo,
well, it's also hollow.
It's hollow.
And this could not stand up to getting hit by this.
No.
It would crack.
It's already cracked. That's why I got tape around it from when I tried to use it in class. Found out the hard way that even though bamboo is very hard, very sturdy, a solid hardwood stick like this,
it's cracked. You can see it. Well, you can't see, but it's cracked right here.
Yeah, you did that. So I had to tape it up, put wire tape all around it so I can still, I like to keep stuff around the house just in case, so you don't want to use a bamboo stick. Even if you wrap it all around with tape, if you training with it with another real stick, it's going to crack it up.
You don't want to use a straight stick.
Right.
A brother gave me a straight. He said, I got a gift for you, right? And me and I can both went over to his house, and he gave me this. He said, I know you use staffs. I said, oh, thank you. And I'm thinking, that's a straight stick that will friction burn the heck out of my hand. But he doesn't know that. So
a couple students bought some at one time at a discount, bought some.
Right.
They didn't stand up.
Like, no way. No way. You'd be better off getting a stick from a fallen, branch of a tree.
Yeah, like a really Real stick from
In fact, one of my students had that for the longest. I was like, man, buy you a walking stick.
Right.
He said, no, I'm comfortable with this. He had a branch of a tree. Now, the only thing wrong with that branch was it was too thick.
Right. That was real thick.
But so if you're going to get a branch, get it like about this width. That's about
a quarter, maybe like the size of a quarter or 50-cent piece almost.
Yeah.
The most.
Yeah. He's talking about taking a quarter.
Diameter of the
right.
Top. And if you preferably hardwood, because
yes,
pine is not what you really want to get use. You want to use hardwood.
Yeah, you definitely want to get a hardwood stick, especially if you plan to train with it.
Right.
But if you even using it for self-defense, you want a harder wood that will stand the test of time. Because you may have to use it for an extended time. A dog coming at you.
Yeah.
You want this to be sturdy. Because he may bite it, or whatever.
And most dogs, unless the dog has been trained to attack, a stick will ward them away. Yeah. They won't try to stick. The stick will keep them at bay, and they're not going to try to breach that parameter. Now, if it's a trained dog, the trained dog is going to attack the stick, which still gives you time. Let him bite the stick, not you, and then you got to kick him or whatever while he's biting on the stick.
A dog goes at the fastest moving object in his space.
Oh, good point.
So yes, they will go at this as opposed to you.
Right.
Now, an assailant, a person, you probably have to bust him up.
Yeah.
Because you say, hey, get back. For some strange reason, we don't think sticks can hurt us.
Right. It's what you gonna do with that stick?
Right. And you can bust them up with that. And in fact, if you had a cane, you could bust them with this. If you know what you're doing. Don't try to slide with this mug or you're gonna hurt yourself too.
I believe you have a book with the.
Yes, so I have a book.
Is it in the SK? I think it's in Stick Knife SKG.
No, it's in my book for.
You got two. It's in both of them because you in the Stick Knife here you got.
Well, I got stick.
Using one with a ball that's kind of small,
right?
About that same size in there. You show them
that's
on
true.
Me. I remember because it's on me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, against a knife.
Right. And again,
and you can poke him. You could hit him now. Speaking of knives, this is a great tool against a knife.
Yes.
Great tool. In class, I ask the students all the time when we're using tools.
This against that.
Would you use this against a knife? Would you use this against a sword? Would you use this against a hammer? So we get into those. This is great against a knife because you got your training knife.
Yes, sir.
Just remember to slide to get the distance. He's coming at me with that knife. I say, shit, boom. I hit him in that hand.
Right. And even if you don't hit right where you want to hit at, his stick is big enough, long enough to get something.
Right.
That ain't going to feel good.
Boom. Or hit those knuckles. Or hit the knuckles with the head. Boom. And you're sliding. Shape. Boom.
I'm in bad shape.
If you hit the knife, you probably knock it out of his hand. If not, you hit the other hand too, hit his body, and then you work that hand. Hit that hand.
You got all the distance and length at his control.
Right.
So I should never get to really extend this to get it open. I should never get
no way. If he does extend his hand, it's still not
It should get tore up.
long enough to hit me.
It should get tore up. And that's what I was gonna say too. Also, if you do get into it with a person, that's what the fighting stands versus trying to front with it, like we were saying, do the dog. You don't want to hold that out and let somebody grab it and get their hands on it.
Right. You want to have it here.
Right. In fighting, just when you know what you talking to them with this and whatever. When you do something, it should be back. It should be whatever you're doing with it instead of all right, bro, all right now.
Speaking of if he grabs it, so put that.
Yep.
If I swing, I'm not going to be swinging soft anyway. But
Right. And I happen to.
and he happens to grab it, which would be crazy because it would break his knuckles, his fingers. But if he happens to grab it, then I can bring it around this way.
And that would hurt me to try to keep hold on to. Even though I'm getting hit, I'm gonna let go anyway. But
right, because it locks his wrist, and then I bring that around for the finisher.
You're not gonna grab that. Now, if you just holding it out like that, somebody can grab it real quick.
And that would be ridiculous.
Yeah, it just what you doing? Then they, you know what I'm saying? Of
Right.
course. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to do
It's
that.
fair. You
Right.
hold that at a diagonal.
That way, when I reach for it,
Boom.
I get right.
Right. I slide it. Boom.
Right.
Bust those knuckles.
As soon as I reach for it, hey man,
Boom.
you ain't gonna reach no more.
Then boom.
And
Or boom to his knuckles, and then boom.
Yeah. And the beauty of that is once he banged that hand, this ain't in use no more. He just took one of my delivery systems.
Believe me, that will
That's shattering
take
some
your
stuff.
hand. Yes.
All these bones right here. That's it for this hand.
And then when he coming out, boom.
Nah, hey, ain't nothing else left but legs. I better use them to run. Because he coming for them next time.
Right, exactly.
So yeah, it's effective, intelligent tool.
Right.
Really dangerous.
But dude, this is not intelligent. That's just a brute.
Yeah, that one-handed stuff, and it's not even.
And it don't have no slide, push, pull, nothing to it.
It's not as accurate. It's not as strong. It's not as intelligent to do that with.
Just hold that stick to the ground and away from you. Now, just so you can hear the power of a push pull and stuff. First, I'll let you hear the power of a push pull without the slide.
It's a lot of force.
That's a lot of force. Now, with the slide,
Yeah,
that's
I can't
more
hold
force.
still.
There's no way he's gonna hold that still on the ground.
That's your kneecap right there. If that's your knee right there, there's no more knee. That's
Right.
it. That is no good. You know
Imagine that hitting your face.
Oh my goodness! If we hit the two sticks like that together, it'd be very, very loud. It's gonna sound like fireworks.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely push, pull, slide.
Right.
Push, pull, slide. And then it don't come overnight. You're gonna forget. You might be sliding and you forget to actually pull this part and push that part. It's all in one. It's all got to come together. But when it does, you feel it.
Right.
You feel it. Let's see what's going on up in here. So back to ready position for weapon retention. Yes, sir.
Now.
Yes, sir. Right.
Let me see. Let me bring y'all back out a little bit.
All right. Yes, sir.
Wait.
That's good. I got you.
Okay.
And we're gonna get you back over here. And here we go.
Okay. So any questions? Let's see. I bet that packs a hell of a wallop. Yes, it does.
Definitely packs a hell of a wallet.
So back to the ready position for weapon retention.
Always.
Yes.
If I strike you with this knife, when I hit this knife, it's coming. I'm bringing it back. Same thing with this.
Right.
With the stab.
Good observation.
Yes, good observation indeed.
And yes, it packs a hell of a wallop. What up with that stick with all the tools in head, fire starter, etc., and the removable tip with fishing spear tip.
I've never seen all that.
Hand me that stick. No.
This one.
No. That one. Now,
Oh, right. I forgot it. It's got a.
yes, it's got a spear into it. Yes. And now that is for fishing.
They can see it.
Oh, that's for fishing. That tip, I
Poking
can
trash.
drive that into the ground. To the water, catch me a fish.
Clean your neighborhood with.
Yeah, you can get up trash and stuff, or you can get rid of a trash motherfucker. With that. You can just drive that into a person.
Yeah.
So then it becomes like a spear. A spear is used pretty much like a staff,
Right.
except it has a blade on the end. Now,
And you probably doing more thrust.
a spear would have a greater blade, but if I had to, I would spear somebody with that.
I'll keep the cap on because I would never spear anybody with that. I would never do that,
And what is it? What up with that stick with all the tools in the head? Now, not in the head, in the tail.
You might be talking about something we don't know because I know a lot of folks are making these,
Oh yeah, with compasses in it and all that.
Yeah. But if I'm not sure if those sticks are wood, if you're talking about the wooden kind, because I see a lot of metal sticks with that in there. And those,
and that's not good. One is too straight.
Yeah,
the metal one is too straight, so it's gonna friction burn your hand.
Yeah.
Good, and don't say, "Well, I just wear gloves." Just use the right stick if you're gonna use it, and you can use this year round.
Yep. You adding more variables,
and it doesn't look as it doesn't act as a weapon when you just walk in the yard. Walking through your neighborhood. It can just be a walking stick.
Right.
And it's not seen as a
Wish
threat.
I had a baton that could turn into a stick.
When I have a stick.
Right. Just a stick. This here costs about what, $6, $7?
Yeah, definitely.
It's not expensive. About $7.
It's just not very easy to find a good one. You find the junky ones really easy, but you have to look to find a good walking stick. I forgot exactly.
That we had the middle staff phase. We went to an Army Navy store, and they had several really good ones. I think we ended up buying all of them, one by one as students went to the store.
Judo made everyone in class hold belt up 2 people and jump over it into forward roll.
Yeah, that's when we were talking about the falls.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be careful with some of those rolls. I'm not talking about judo, but I've watched some classes do rolls, and I don't like the landing. I don't like the hand placement, and I don't like the landing of a lot of those different arts that do rolls from falls, but they land kind of hard.
Yeah,
and we see in some of those martial arts they end up with a lot of back injuries and things later on in life.
Right.
So
they're walking on canes.
Right. Most of them they got walking sticks.
Would you suggest a straight walking stick or one that has curves?
Right.
All day long. As I said, because the straight one is going to cause friction in your hand. What are your thoughts on collapsible batons or tactical whips? My thoughts on them, they're useful.
But it's not the same.
But it's not the same as this. In fact, if a person used a collapsible baton like an asp baton and it's coming at me, I break his hand, I bust him up with this.
Right.
Break his collarbone.
And
break his neck so he can't use his asp baton at that point.
And they're different. They function as different things. Like this is the more concealable thing. Well, the baton is concealable. This is less assuming. You know what I'm saying? So they're different things. This is for a different purpose when you're walking
just
around.
Walking down the street.
Right.
Now, the baton looks tactical.
What if we pay you to find us good ones? I could, but if you're not in my state, it wouldn't help. You have to tell me your state, and then are you in Georgia, Jadarian? If not, let me know what state you're in, and then I can
Right.
find a place.
Or we make find a good site for them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
That
too.
And if you want
now, most websites are not going to have these curves in the stick.
Yep.
eBay is good to check.
Hold on, he said he's gonna pay us to only giving out the free.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
But we have found good. Like I
just
said, we didn't find the sticks on eBay, but you know, because it's a bunch of different sellers in a marketplace
In Missouri,
sometimes you
show me.
Someone might
say,
just
show
pop up
me
with some good ones. I would check Facebook Marketplace too, because you just never know who's selling something, or you know who might have it out there.
That is true.
Now in Missouri, I'll check into that, Jadarian.
We also hope that you're checking out the Patreon. We what you think we pushing that, first of all, because we need the donations and the money that comes from Patreon, but really because we're able to do more and put more on there and go more in depth into things. So hope you're enjoying that. I know Jadarian is. He comments often on there. He was laughing about the gun. The
lady with the 2 guns.
The lady with the 2 guns on her. Y'all got to see that one. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. So we appreciate you for that, and we will definitely look into that. And don't take this lightly, man. Don't take this walking stick lightly. Like I said, and we'll get into it like more sure on the Patreon. But as you saw just now, it's so many options because you got the head, you got the tail, you got the middle. You're using it,
and you could hit with the middle.
Right.
Strike with it. You can block with it.
And he shows that if you watch the Warrior Class IG, the reel that we made up to this, he does that on me when he blocks like this.
Then I slide it down to his hand.
Right. So he shows you how to use it and flow off of it and everything. So it's like we call it an intelligent tool because there's many ways to strike you. It's deceptive. And he showed you how you strike and then it can just disappear. You know what I'm saying? After he hit you with it, that part disappeared and coming around the end. So it is very deceptive, very sneaky, very, very crafty.
And you can block with the head, the tail, or the middle.
Yeah, well.
You can strike with the head, the tail, or the middle.
Yeah, well.
Because every block is a strike. Every strike is a block.
iManifesto says, can a stick defeat a sword?
Can a stick defeat a sword? No. I'll be honest about that.
Very simple answer.
No. Can it defeat a knife? It could. But can it defeat a sword? No.
So what size are we talking here?
What size of what? Sword?
Well, what qualifies as a sword long enough to take this as opposed to a knife that's
anything longer than 18 inches is a sword.
What about machete?
I'm talking about blade longer than 18 inches. Machete is a sword.
No, yeah, it's short sword. Because that's longer than 18
but as long as the blade is longer than 18 inches. Now I've seen machetes where they have 12-inch blades.
Yeah, might be in trouble with that.
They'll pretty much be evenly matched if the person knows how to use a machete.
Mm-hmm.
But 18 inches, longer than 18 inches, a sword, they bust you up.
The beauty of the stick is most people ain't walking outside with a sword in their hand.
Right. Now, with the sword, you could keep him back with this stick, though.
Right.
Unless he has a long sword. So most swords have a 3-foot long blade. 3-foot long blade.
That's pretty long.
This is 5 feet long. Holding it the way I would, there's no way I could, I'd be safe against a sword.
Right.
Now, if this had a spearhead on the end of it, I would be in the superior position because it has length
Mm-hmm.
and it has a blade on it. And an African spear, not a European spear, but an African spear has a broad blade, so it's like a sword.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of swords came from the spear. The stick was first, then there was the spear, then there was the sword.
Makes sense. Progression.
Right.
It's
Now,
funny how
a sword wouldn't just cut this in half like you see in movies and shit. It's not going to do that. But as I'm moving with this sword to strike him, if he knows what he's doing, he's moving with the sword is much quicker.
Mm-hmm.
It's quicker. It's sharp, so it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Right. But this is more intelligent. So when you add a spear tip to it, you can pretty much defeat any weapon.
It's intelligent
Spear.
and brutal.
It's intelligent and brutal, right? The knife is brutal. The stick, this stick, middle staff, is intelligent. Okay. Excuse me if you hear my daughter in there crying. I guess she's trying to come out the room and her mother stopping her. Right. What about a bow staff? All right. So a bow staff is 6 to 8 feet long. We don't call it a bow staff, but a bow staff is 6 to 8 feet long. Usually it's straight. It's not because you're not using slide with the bow staff.
Right.
You're hitting with the bow staff from a limb only. Bow staff is okay, but it's not as intelligent as this.
Right.
It's not intelligent. It's brutal too.
Mm-hmm.
But a bow staff could break you up, but
what did Morgan
if it's a
have in-
bow staff against this wins. Huh?
what did Morgan have in The Walking Dead?
In The Walking Dead, Morgan had a bow staff.
He made it look incredible. But that's the movies.
Yeah, that's the movies, right? Movies make all kinds of stuff look incredible.
Right. Just look at Superman.
If you try to do what Morgan did in real life, you're going to drop your stick. It's going to get taken from you. He was, all that whirling and all that stuff. I mean, the Japanese, and I don't know if the Chinese do, but I know the Japanese, do the whirling the stick. For what? What's the?
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, it looks beautiful, but what's the practical? What's the functionality of it?
Well, what about the roundness attracting the eye?
That could be. But if I'm gonna use roundness to attract the eye, I'm gonna use a knife.
Mm-hmm.
Because this, you use roundness for this, you can hit yourself. This is long. And if you hit yourself and you're in a fight,
Right.
you look ridiculous and you're gonna get your ass beat.
We would twirl us.
We'll twirl a shorter stick.
Yeah,
like,
a slick stick.
Yeah,
But
short
that has
stick.
Tactical.
We'll twirl the sword
Mhm.
for that very reason. The eye is attracted to circular movement. And that's why especially if I have two swords or a sword and a knife, or two knives, which I always have, I'll twirl one and the other one sticks you.
Mm.
Okay. That's what that's for. That's what the twirling and African arts. Somebody, a famous writer, she posted, I am Nigerian American, not African American. First of all, I'm African. I ain't American. But the reason we say African martial arts, because it comes from the continent of Africa.
There you go.
And across the width of Africa and the, what do you call that? Length of Africa, the techniques are pretty much the same. Just the names are different. Whether you're doing wrestling, and this is wrestling too.
Yes, it is.
If you know what wrestling is. Wrestling is to put a person on their back, belly, or side by any means. So that's with any weapon, including the pistol, including this, bow and arrow, baseball bat, spear.
The mission is the same.
Knife.
To you to the ground.
Right. Now, but if I grappling, whether you're in Egypt or whether you're in Nigeria, they're pretty much the same. The stick, whether you're in Mali or whether you're in Somalia, they're pretty much the same. Okay, so they're African. That's why we say the African martial arts. Okay. I've told you where the arts I've studied come from. And that's Senegal, Mali, and Nigeria. But if somebody came in here and said, hey, I'm going to teach you the Ikawa from South Africa, and I know they know what they're doing. I'm going to learn the Ikawa and incorporate that into our system.
Right.
Okay.
So,
and in fact, some folks are not from Africa, like the karambit. The karambit is a blade that's curved, it's like a talon of a tiger or something like that. Well, we used to have a blade like that will still do, that is curved upwards.
right. Sickle.
And in fact, bring out the karambit. In fact, in Senegal, we brought a Senegalese wrestler from Senegal, and he talked about they had a knife that's like that, and what it's used is to cut grass and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. It has the curve, so your wrist isn't curved, so your wrist doesn't get tired.
Right.
Now, the genius of the Indonesians is they took the knife and they said, hey, I'm gonna hold it like this, and then they put a ring on there.
Yeah.
That's the genius. Because with the ring on it, now I can flip that so I can strike with the other side too. Now, you have a karambit like I have, it has a blade on each side. So I can hit you there and cut you. But if it's blunt on that side, I can whack you.
Right.
You're like, and then when you then I cut you with the other side. Okay. So that's the power of the karambit. But originally we held it up like that.
Sure.
But I had a brother named Ambulancia. He came in, and he's a master of Indonesian and Filipino arts. He came in and taught us the karambit. The karambit is used mostly as your fist, like a fist. You do it, you can do your punches with it, and then you can flick it out. Same way, this is used originally like your fist, and it still is, but it's got the slide to it, the push-pull, to give it power, breaking power. Okay. So this is a powerful tool. We've shown you several tools in the class, but this is a powerful tool. I'll be right back.
So yeah. Now, and you guys can someone wants to pay Baba for 5 minutes. You can Appalachian knife fighting, okay? Apache. I'm talking about Appalachian.
I'm sure they got them a method up there too, for real.
Apache knife fighting. Well, that's cool.
That moonshine, they got to defend themselves.
But if you have an idea for another tool that you like us to, the feature that you haven't seen yet, let us know. We've done the knife, we've done a hammer, we've done. We haven't really done the sword. So that is one. And yeah, Apache knife fighting. I'm not too versed with that, but I tell you what, I know the knife techniques that we have are pretty solid. That's why we incorporated this, because once the guy came to class and we seen the effectiveness and how it worked, we was like, hey, we need to throw that in what we doing. And so that's exactly what we did. Since then, we haven't any other guests really had anything that, I don't want to say that, they might be watching. That we wanted to adopt besides his partner. But take the best part, make it your own. That's what we are. That's what we're saying. You know what I'm saying? So.
And I just wanted to apologize to the family for not participating that much today. I'm not feeling that well. I wore such a kung fu-ish outfit. I wish y'all could have seen it with the stick. It would have been very impactful. But
now, if you get your stick from the branch of a tree, shave the hard parts off. I mean, the husk off. And
you can sand it, right?
Yeah, you shave it, then you sand it.
Right.
But don't sand it to the point where the stick is smooth.
Right. You don't even want to shellac it and put finish on it, really.
Yeah. Like you see, hand me the middle staff. This has a finishing on it, but it doesn't have to.
Right.
But as long as it has the curves in it, you don't get the friction. If this was straight and it had the lacquer on it, your hand would be messed up.
You couldn't move with it, you burn yourself.
Right. So remember, you should have some curves in your stick. And we're going to look for a place that sells sticks in Missouri. These kind of sticks.
Baba, what's a sap? I manifesto was talking about. He said his stepdad had a sap.
Okay, a sap is like some people call it a slapstick. It's a short weapon, usually flat, with ball bearings inside of leather. And you bust with it. Sometimes it has sand inside of it. You can bust with it.
So your stepdad was a gangster or something.
Yeah, I thought Sap was a guy that, you know what I'm saying, was a sucker for women.
That's a sap too.
That's a simp.
And that's a simp. But
A sap,
they used to be called a sap too. My stepdad had a sap. All right. They look like they just walking around opponent. They look like they just walking around opponent.
Mm-hmm.
You're fine. Petty Gibbs, you're fine. He saying it to me. I know I'm fine. All right, let me see. Sorry to hear that. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I know they were talking to you on me, Nikki. Teaching us actively listening. I love myself a sap. Saved my ass about 2 months ago. That's cool.
What's up? Yeah.
Also, a monkey ball. Now, a monkey ball is, and they use a bunch of these in the Navy. A monkey ball is a steel ball bearing, a large steel ball bearing, wrapped up inside a 550 paracord.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
And it's used like a whip, a short whip. That's very damaging. And that's a good weapon.
And what's that called again?
Monkey ball.
A monkey ball.
And I know somebody a professor
Me too.
that carries
That says
monkey
he
ball.
does anyway.
Because we were going to do an episode to teach him how to use that effectively, but I never got around to it.
That might be the next show. What tools we talk about?
Hey, now when we talk about short whips, real quick, yeah, the monkey ball. You have the shambach. The shambach is actually a leather whip made from rhinoceros penis.
I don't know.
You dry it out, and it.
Who's making that,
like
man? Who's doing that?
In South Africa.
Let's
Who
think
discovered?
about that's a symbol of virility too, probably.
Right.
I just want to know the first person to say, you know what?
I'm gonna use this rhinoceros penis as a weapon. I don't know, but it's a great weapon.
Rhinoceros was already dead, and they said, "How can we use all of this rhinoceros?" And when they got to the penis, they said,
How do you get
Weapon.
through? How do you get to that ideology, man? Just looking at the rhinoceros penises, you just get an idea.
Well, just like they have the bull peen sticks. Their sticks, now they ain't as long as this. They're about as long as the staff, and it's made from a bull penis. It's called a bull peen stick.
I think.
Where you dry out a bull's penis the same way. Now, who thought of that?
A nasty motherfucker.
"That's terrible."
Wasting no part of the animal.
Briggs says, "Since you're ex-special forces, could you tell us what ranger beads are for?"
I know that. Hold on. I know this is off topic, but I know you're ex-special forces. Could you tell us what ranger beads are for? I don't know because I'm not a ranger. I'm not a ranger.
Forces.
Right now, there are many special forces who go ranger first. Now, there's a difference. So, rangers are infantry. They're light, fast infantry. Okay. Now you have the 7th Infantry, which is the 7th Light Infantry, which is airborne infantry. That was formed. I think that was formed like a couple of years after I went in the military. And they're like Rangers, but they don't do shock and awe. Rangers are about shock and awe.
Yeah. Blood.
They come at you with shock and awe. They repel, into your neighborhood, start killing, or so it's shock and awe. Special forces, you're not for shock and awe. What special forces does, their motto is to free the oppressed, the oppressor libere. Special forces teachers,
Trainers, teachers.
you become the teacher of other military forces. That's the main job of special forces. On TV, they make it like, they just killing, and
Right.
that's Delta Force.
That's what you're talking about.
And that's Delta
Pretty
Force
good.
is made from different branches. That's Delta Force. Special Forces will go into an area and train. They're insidious now. They'll train the people. Like I go to Omanika's house and train her to kill Belay.
Right.
So they'll go into an area, teach, like they went to the Montagnards in Vietnam, and they trained the Montagnards to kill the Viet Cong.
Yeah.
All right. They just didn't know the Montagnards were playing them, because the Montagnards had already made a deal with the Viet Cong. After we get trained, we're going to help you kill these motherfucking Americans. And that's what they did. They got trained by special forces, and then they started killing special forces. and special forces running for the helicopter.
That's wild. Good for them.
The greatest fighting force in the Army, and they got them hauling ass.
Love it.
These folks with not even shoes on,
I love it.
just ran these jack-booted motherfuckers away.
Heart.
Had to be a war chief. Let me see what it said there.
Thank you, Petty Gibbs. I forgot about the second season of Lioness. That's something I could watch.
Esoteric. I had to be a war chief. I'm trying to figure out what he said. Let me see. Red Bull. I don't know what that means. I don't know. Delta. Did you catch the show Linus? I watched one episode. It was good.
Yeah, Linus is pretty good.
The first season I liked. I didn't get to see the second one.
Delta. Petty Gibbs, Delta. Yes, Delta Force is made up from elite soldiers, warriors from
like Homeland Security.
From different branches.
Just the tactical aspect of it.
Right. Made up from different warriors from different branches. I say warriors because Marines don't call themselves soldiers. They're Marines.
Right.
Navy don't call themselves soldiers. They're seamen, not SEMEN. They're seamen, SEAMEN. Seamen. So, Army is soldiers. The Marines say hoorah. The Army says huh. You know, Sergeant say, Sergeant be teaching, he say, you do so and so, so and so, so and so, huh? And they say huh, and then we say huh. Right. In the Navy, in the Marines, they would say hoorah. I don't know what the Navy says. Yippee. I don't know what the Navy says.
That's terrible. Sorry, Uncle Dale.
Or the Air Force.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! I'm sure the Air Force. I'm sure the Air Force has. I gotta ask my sister. I'm sure the Air Force has a saying. No, ski wee is doggone AKA.
Yeah, I ain't gonna keep playing my uncles like this.
Ooh, that's Delta. Talk about Delta Force. They say ooh, no. That's Delta Sigma Theta.
Right.
Says ooh.
It'll be war chief that looked at the private part of the animal and said, "There's a weapon."
It had to be a war chief that looked at the private part. Yeah, probably of the animal and said, "Hey,
well, it probably dead and dried up. You know, once it dried up, and was like,
right, hey, I can use that."
You go ahead. You go ahead and use that. That's what I be saying. You go ahead, chief. Chill. I'm gonna go ahead and get this elephant tusk. I'm gonna work with that. Elephant tusk is probably the first karambit.
That motherfucker too big.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's too big to karambit. Elephant tusk may have been the first spearhead.
Yeah, maybe deer.
Deer's big too. A buck deer. Let me say, A or I.
Oh,
I like the Navy. Had to be. Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. I. Yeah. That's right. The Navy does say I. Yeah.
Thank you, I manifesto.
What does the Air Force say? Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Off we go into the wild blue yonder. Swoosh.
Stop it.
I gotta ask my sister. She used to be
Sorry, Uncle Man.
a high-ranking person in the Navy. I mean the Air Force. So I asked her. In the Air Force, they have an airfro instead of afro. If you ever see a Navy person, like, you know, just a Navy person, whether they enlisted or officer, they have an airfro. It's a short fro. that short fro that they have, it's called an afro instead of afro. Does the Air Force have a special operations group? Yes. They have pararescue. Pararescue, what their mission is to save other downed soldiers. So that's elite soldiers, regular soldiers. They if they can't be saved by other soldiers, then they call in pararescue to save, and they will save all the branches of the military. They have to. So pararescue is trained in medical, combat medics, and airborne. The airborne qualify and combat, elite combat qualified too. And they have combat, what's it called? CC. I forget what it is, but they had the combat something team. They protect like air bases and stuff like that. So, yeah, they have two. The Navy, of course, Navy SEALs, and they have the group that protects the rivers and lakes. They have that as well.
What do they call a lake?
No, they call it CC. Oh man, I can't recall the name right now. They protect the rivers and the lakes.
Lake people.
Lake people. Then everybody knows the armies, special forces and rangers, but you may not know pathfinders.
I drove one.
So pathfinders is another group. What's the other one? Space Force. I don't know. Nobody knows much about them.
I shouldn't be laughing because exactly. I don't know what the hell they doing.
Right. CBs, no, that's not what they call. That saber-tooth knife, yes, karambit, Karambit. Used to call them Green Berets. That's special forces, yes, that's Green Berets. Marine Raiders, yes, and Marine Recon. Excuse me. I'll be right back.
We'll close out in a second. We're about to get back. You see what's. If anybody doesn't have any
additional questions
or
things to share,
yeah, or a tool that we haven't covered or something like that. As we said, we're gonna go more. We in a different space than we usually in, so we couldn't have the room to really show the middle staff with the footwork all together. So we're going to probably get on we're going to get on Patreon and do that from class when we got as much space as we need.
So please join the Patreon so you can get this extra.
And check out the commercial that we filmed while breaking Bob's glasses. It's an excellent commercial piece of work we did. His glasses was a sacrifice for a better cause. So. And if you would like to help Bob get new glasses, Sky Shop is Balaguno Gentari. You know what I'm saying? He really wants the Chanel frames for his next set of glasses, but you know what I'm saying, we're trying to raise money. So if you guys, you know what I'm saying, want to help him out,
yeah, you can cash out Balaguno Gentari so I can get my next set of glasses.
Say he want either Chanel or Prada frames is what he was.
Yeah, Prada.
Prada. That's it. Okay. Just making sure.
I might get the Prada and then I can get the red bottom shoes too.
Hey, we need to look good now when we got here training.
That's Louboutin.
U.S. Coast Guard protects lakes and rivers. Yeah, but there's a force in the Navy that protects rivers too. It's a special force. Let me, in fact, look up the name. Let me take my glasses off so I can see. All right, let me see. Navy. Wait, Riverine. Let me see. Force. Elite forces.
Petty Gibbs said, I just discovered y'all. It's all proceeding nicely. After I catch up, I'll start asking requests, maybe. Yeah,
Cool.
you're welcome to, and thank you. We appreciate your presence.
Well, they Navy also has the Coastal Riverine Force, but that's not who I'm talking about. Yeah, they got the Coastal Riverine Force, and they got, let me see, Special Operations. Let me see, Riverine. Let me see.
Oh, before we go, we may get to see. Before we check out, we may get to see Layla Ali coming out of retirement
Oh, yeah.
to fight Clarissa Shields. This will be it.
She talked herself up on.
Yeah. She said she needs 15 million to consider it. And next thing you know, Clarissa Shields say, "Hey, I got 15 million."
Put the money together.
Wow. Now they're calling them Special Operations. Special Operation Craft Riverine. Let me see the people. Special Operations. Navy Riverine Special Forces. What are Navy Riverines called? Now, let's see. U.S. Navy Riverines. God dog it. No, the name of them. It's not Coastal Riverine Forces. It's something else.
Our manifesto said Wolverine's aquatic doppelganger.
Yeah. Wolverines.
Very clever manifesto.
Well, we'll go with the Coastal Riverine Forces for now, but they're called something else too. But that's the Navy, not the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard deals with the coast,
right?
But they deal more with traveling up the river and then coming off and killing folks. Okay. Is a wolverine really a vicious animal? Yes. Wolverines have been known to run off bears. Not kill bears, but to run them off.
Brown Water Navy?
No, not. There's something with a C. Starts with a C. I can't remember it. Oh man, I've been waiting for that one. I would advise her not to. What was he talking about? Petty Gibbs. But yes, U.S. Coast Guard protects lakes and rivers, the coast. I see y'all matching colors somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Special Warfare Combat Crewmen.
No one is like me.
No, not Special Warfare Combat. Yes, Special Warfare Combat Crewmen, SWICs.
Yep.
They call SWICs, yes.
From shallow rivers to hostile shores.
Right.
Special Warfare Combat Crewmen are the fast, stealthy force made up the world's most elite. Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
So
Found it.
They are as good as the Navy SEALs or better. Except I don't think they're airborne, whereas the Navy SEALs are airborne.
Right.
Okay. They train at Fort Benning like everybody else. Except Special Forces, 101st Airborne, air assault, they train at Fort Bragg. But all other airborne people train at Fort Benning.
Okay.
Fort Benning, Georgia, right here in Georgia. All right, y'all. So get yourself a walking stick. Get yourself a walking stick and a pocket shark, which is a pocket stick, and you'll be golden.
There you go.
2 knives.
And two.
I'm talking, people can't have knives in their state.
Right.
You can have a walking stick.
You can have
You can have a pocket shark. You'll be
And
golden then.
Get your sap too.
And you got two things, two forms of protection that cost under $20.
And in fact, have we done? No, we haven't. Well, we've talked about the pocket shark, but
yeah, we talked about it a lot of episodes. We never
using
really
it.
based the whole. Did we?
Yeah, we did. We did. Because I was talking about using it like a hammer.
Yeah, we just did it. The show wasn't named Pocket Shark or anything,
Right.
but we definitely went into extensive how to use
And
it.
I don't think it's on the new Black Power Media also.
Something to think about.
Yeah. So,
I was asking them what tool do they want us to cover, so I might have to.
what they say?
Nobody came up with that
Okay.
yet. I think that's what what's the name said she was gonna get back with us, or they was gonna get back with us. Some suggestions. We've covered a lot.
So, should we do the tool next week?
I don't know. Maybe. We'll let you find out. Guess you'll find out. But
Now, we could deal with the hammer again. Our very first live episode was with the hammer. I think we did one episode, maybe two, recorded, and then we did live.
Yeah, we did.
And the first live episode was with the hammer. It was at, the martial arts school.
I almost feel like we did it. We showed the hammer again for a second.
No, we didn't.
We did.
No,
Okay.
we never showed
We
the hammer.
did. We did it again briefly for something.
Yeah.
I remember what. Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it was, but we just brought it back for a split and showed it. Maybe you was recapping. I'm not sure, but I do remember.
The baseball bat we could do.
Yeah, we got a baseball bat, which is part of like I think it improvised what.
Yeah. Now improvised weapons.
And we showed maybe stuff that people have around all the time and how to use them effectively.
Now we can do. Okay, well that's it. Next week we'll do improvised weapons.
Taking household items and items.
Bring
you use a lot.
your weapons. Bring your improvised weapons next week. And I'll write you to remind you. But also you can make certain improvised weapons. Like you can take a sock, throw in a lock. You got a flail. Or you can take bandana or sock through the, like when you have a lock, it locks that way, through the lock, and now you can use the same way as a flail. And that's on the cover of my book, Never Unarmed. Akinbobola has a lock, has a bandana threaded through a lock, and he's hitting Muyawa with it.
Yep, you can definitely do that.
So there are certain items, weapons, we call tools, because you're the weapon, right around you right now that you may not recognize as a weapon. So we'll deal with that next week. Improvised weapons.
Good choice.
All right, so stay safe out there. Stay safe in your homes. If you're walking on a trail, get you a walking stick for sure.
Definitely. If you're not walking on the
If
trail.
you're not right, get you a walking stick. One of my students, Antoinette, I was driving one time. I saw her walking down the street.
She keep that, yeah.
She keeps the walking stick with her because she was 54 at the time, and she bad knees, and she got to protect herself.
Yeah, you can't see her face, but you can see her holding the stick in the last warrior class post. Yeah, all of us got sitting there with our stick to the
Yeah,
hand.
so she walks everywhere with that stick. She can protect herself.
Well,
Okay. So if you can get yourself, once again, a walking stick and a pocket shark, then you'll be golden.
cheapest
All right.
protection you gonna get.
All right. So be safe, y'all, and we will see you all next week. Same bat channel, same bat place.
Watch out for the home association.
Yeah. Yeah. Be careful of the home association. Peace. Now, if I can find the cursor, then I can end the stream. Peace.
Yeah.